I guess we'll take the traditional route out of here, just because it's going to be a little bit tricky and confusing otherwise. And by traditional, I mean hopping along the cliffside, because that is something you can do. Just rather casually climbing cliffs out here. The general Glenumbra Betnikh architecture is something you can really take advantage of and kind of, whoops, climb a lot more than you really should be able to. But I do quite like that. I like being able to break the boundaries, right? Just like you can in Skyrim. You know, it's that general freedom that we were promised from Elder Scrolls games to begin with. It's nice that it is present in this. And we're going to follow the coastline once again, because like I said, there's neat little treats dotting all along the place, just like in this area here. Got another instance of a random dead orc, right? Because this is a hunting island, and sometimes people just randomly die out here. Pretty frequently, apparently. And also because we've got this island out over here. But no, even though Betnikh is small, like in terms of content, there's really not a whole lot going on here. In terms of actual, like, world space, it's a beautiful little forest island. Like, there's really nothing bad about this place. I wish Glenumbra looked more like it.
Strange that such a small thing can cause such terror. It must be destroyed.
Hold on, let's think about this.
What's to think about? It killed hundreds of orcs.
The cultist did that. In the right hands, this could defend the Covenant against invaders.
I'm not giving that thing to the people who leveled Orsinium.
Oh, I thought she was going to be, like, right behind me or something. That would have been weird. But I do like how that, that shrine is positioned in such a way that it directly shines a light on this little island over here. One thing I do kind of wish is that these places were more, that they had a point to them. Because this island serves no purpose, this little area over here. It's just, it's an alien ruin that we... Whoa, did you see that? How do I do that again? That looked so bad. That was crazy bad. Oh, man. Yeah, even though, like, the spires here look like... I like the general shape of the rocks in this island. It's just the texture where it could, you know... Especially when you're staring just straight at it, it looks kind of rough. But this place does remind me a lot of Oblivion, and I think it's just the endless vast sea, and you know, the beach, and the rocks. It's all very Oblivion-esque. And I'm also quite curious to see how far I can follow the beach. We'll probably do that later towards the end. We'll go for a little stroll like that, but let's carry on with our main quest here, just so we can finally get this over with and put a cap on this place, because there's really not a whole lot left for us to investigate. As now we're coming up on the final bit here.
Be at peace, ancestors. What curse disturbs your rest? The souls of the dead are restless. Ancient warriors who died in battle against the Bretons now rise. Who calls to them, and why?
Is there anything I can do?
You are one of the newcomers. Another of your group, the mage Naramo, went to see what he could uncover. Find him and learn what he has seen.
Naramo? Where can I find him?
His magic enabled him to pass the spirits undetected. I suspect he looks to reach the inner ruins. Seek him near the doorway, beyond the fields where the dead roam.
I'll go and see if I can aid him.
Be careful. Foul magic taints the air. Perhaps your learned friend can shed some light on this dark mystery and help you to bring an end to its source.
You know these ruins well.
The aliens, wild elves as some call them, have always fascinated me. They are long gone, but their ruins remain on Betnikh. From these we glean how they lived and died so many years ago.
Isn't research a strange occupation for an orc?
We are not all warriors, and we are far from the savages outsiders assume. Some of us wield a quill as skillfully as others wield warhammers.
Alright, so now we are at Moraselli, which is this large Ayleid ruin. Not quite as large as this other one over here, which we will get to, but yeah, Moraselli is definitely my least favorite part of the island, just because it is so visually dull. Like, it's more open hills, less trees, because most of the trees were, frankly, cut down for research purposes, as this is quite literally a research area. So it's a much more open field. There's not a whole lot going on here. It's just very boring. I will say I quite like this bridge, this little orcish bridge over here that just kind of overruns this little rut in the ground. And I find little spots like this to be quite interesting because it implies that there was once water in this area, but there isn't anymore. But let's carry on with our main goal, which is just to get up to this little Ayleid ruin over here. I do like that the ruin's kind of situated on top of that hill, but aside from that, there's really not a whole lot to see over here, and I think this area is definitely of the weaker parts of this island, just because you have this large... I like to call these walls, because it's just a big rock wall that exists for no other reason other than to block off access to, you know, a certain area. And it's like, I hate to see that. It's so lame, boring, you know? Snore. Let's see, where's Naramo at? It's right over here, but let's grab the Sky Shard real quick. They really put a ghost right here? That's so annoying. We can kind of see, actually, because we can hop on these rocks, thankfully. We can see that there is coastline on this side. So you really can go around a majority of the island in terms of its coast, even though I'm pretty sure there's nothing over there. Which I do quite like. I like that a lot, and I gotta be honest, I don't think I've ever seen the island from that side, so it'll be kind of interesting to see what it looks like. I don't think I'll be able to make that jump. Nah, yeah, I didn't. Oh, what? Yo, no way. Come on. Let me up there, let me up there. Oh, you suck. Ah, nah, it's not gonna let me up. That's crazy, I almost made it. Oh, man. But no, yeah, it's just so dull as a result. Like, very, very dull. There's a bot there. Nice. Part of the island's pretty boring. There's not really a whole lot you can see from here aside from that view of the outside of the island, but even then there's not a whole lot to see from there either. Even from there, you'd think you'd be able to see Glenumbra from here, but you can't.
Ah, my old friend. Couldn't resist another exploration? Be mindful, this one may be a touch more dangerous. foul necromancy is at work here.
I heard you were here. What's going on?
The mysteries of Nirn span beyond the Dwemer. The aliens fascinate me in equal measure. I had to see this place for myself. The more vexing mystery at present, however, lies with these orc spirits.
The spirits?
Even you must have noticed the ghostly figures in the field. This is no ordinary haunting. Something brought them back and binds them here. I suspect the answer is inside the catacombs.
Perhaps we should investigate.
Indeed you should. The ruin is sealed magically, but it is a minor challenge. I shall unseal the door for you and await your return. My research is best done in safety.
I'm ready.
Just like old times, isn't it? I do like to have such a useful tool, ally with me. A proper application of magic to these stones, and the way is open. You proved yourself capable in Bethnihk. I trust you can handle whatever this ruin holds. I will remain at a safe distance.
Funky looking door over there.
You are not one of them. You have not the taint. Help us. Free us from this torment.
Who are you? What's happening here?
I am Targoth, war caller of the Stone Wolves. Cultists have violated my tomb, and those of my warriors. The vile priestess Drusilla leads the cult, dragging our spirits back to this realm.
How?
In life, I wielded a magical war horn. My soldiers obeyed it, hearing its call across all barriers. Drusilla now uses it to call my warriors from beyond the grave, binding them to her will.
How can Drusilla be stopped?
She is in the lower chambers. Kill her before she can send my soldiers against our descendants. That will free me from her bonds. Then the horn can return my warband to its honored rest.
I'll find her. So here we get our first taste of the stereotypical Ayleid ruin. To be totally fair, I think the Ayleid ruins in this game look relatively fine. Kind of. The hallways are quite huge compared to the traditional Oblivion hallways, but as a first taste, this is bland, right? Like, there's nothing in here. You know what I mean? It's very empty. And it really doesn't have to be. Like, you could totally doll this up somewhat instead of just leaving it empty, but I guess they wanted it to serve as sort of a battle area for you to fight this lady. Which I kind of understand, but it's like, you know, you could have done something more. And once again, I'm pretty sure this statue was not here in the base game, because this looks too new, I want to say. Maybe it was, I don't know. I don't remember it anyway.
You have freed me, but my warriors still cry out for an end to their torment.
What did the cultists want with your warband?
I overheard them mention the ruin of Karzog's demise. Whatever they're planning, it is to take place there. But that is not my concern. Now that you have the horn, free my warriors.
How?
Return the horn to its rightful place atop my tomb in the next chamber. Then my warriors will rest once again.
What if I keep the horn?
Then you condemn my warriors to further degradation. Surely you have more honor than that. We no longer belong in this realm. Our battle is over. Let us have peace.
I understand. I do think it's quite funny that we could just screw them over. Yeah, leave with the horn. It's so cruel. Yeah, we'll place it. There's no sense in desecrating it further.
Your efforts honor us, champion. I feel the spirits of my warriors return to rest, and so I shall follow. Be bold, warrior. The cultists still plague this island. You will meet them again, to their sorrow.
I do find it interesting that the orcs took to Morricelli as their own burial ground instead. This part of the tomb I actually quite like because it's so unusually different. Vimy. Oh, was she around before?
Nothing but dusty tomes and rusty weapons. I expected tagging along with Naramo to be more lucrative.
Superbly done, as expected. I'll just take a look around now that you've cleared the way.
The spirits have vanished. Their valiant souls rest once again. Quickly, tell me what you found below. We have much to discuss.
Interesting semicolon there. I released the spirits, but Karzog's demise is the cult's target.
Cultists have indeed been spotted at Karzog's demise. Their intent is unknown. I will pray for the honored dead, then return to speak with the chief. I fear all will be needed to end the Bloodthorn plot.
Found you! Glad I found you. We need you back at the fortress, right now!
What's happening?
Orc scouts sighted Bloodthorn cultists in Karzog's demise. Tozgol's mobilizing the army to go kill them all, but Lambour's worried. She thinks it might be a trap. Did you find out anything?
The cultists seek an Aelid relic that can raise an invincible army.
That's awful. I'll go find the captain. Get back to the fortress and let Lambour know. Maybe it's not too late. I'll warn the captain and the others. Hurry to the fortress!
Right. Yeah, so now that all the ghosts are gone, this area really is just kind of very boring. There's like nothing here. It really is just a research site where they're, you know, digging up random little things here and there. In such a way that it almost looks amateurish. Like, really, there's just a random Aelid button just sitting there. Like, I don't know. They could definitely do a better job making this look more of like a dig site and less of just like textures. Because it just looks like textures, frankly. Doesn't look great. I do like this nice little entryway into the fortress. I just wish there was more to the fortress, because there really ain't much. And I feel like, yeah, there is a quest that we can go finish real quick. The only other quest in this place, because there's two. There's talking to that one lady, convincing her to leave or stay. And this one, where we look at the visions, and that's it. And this is the only reason to come into this bar, I'm guessing.
You've returned. You have questions.
How true were those visions?
You saw possible futures. No path is set. Your actions will influence what is to come. Use the visions as guides, not shackles. Your fate is yours to determine.
I find it interesting the way she says that they're potential futures. They're not. Those are things that do happen. one of those things I think we don't even see happen, right? Which is the werewolf thing. Whereas, the Captain Colleen and Lambor argument and the knight killing the Red Guard, those things do happen. I mean, technically all of those things do happen. It's just strange to call them what they were when they really were just... That's just what happens.
You're back. Good. Do you know what this cult is planning?
The cult seeks a powerful relic beneath Karzog's demise.
Bloodthorn cultists were sighted at those ruins. Chieftain Tazgul has already taken the army to deal with them. They're walking into a trap. Chief Tazgul is leading the orcs toward Karzog's. He's determined to wipe the Bloodthorn cult off Betnikh.
What's wrong? You sound worried.
Chief Tazgul doesn't see the danger. The Bloodthorns are after an ancient alien weapon that we know nothing about. We must catch up to Tazgul and stop him from rushing in.
Let's get going.
Quickly, to Karzog's to deal with this threat.
Yes, sir!
Sir. Yeah, so now we get a good look at Karzog's demise. And we get a nice little walk over this bridge here, which doesn't really overlook anything too interesting. And like I said before, there was that one section of the island, like, somewhere, like, right over here that was just covered with spiders. No quest. No quest. That's just something that they did visually to kind of spice up the land, which I like quite a bit. Just having places exist. Not everything needs to be so concrete and specific. Like, even this, right? There's, like, a pathway that exists to go over this way, even though there's one that exists to go over here. Why is there a pathway with lit braziers, mind you, to go over this way, when there's literally nothing here? And it just loops around to come back over this way, right? Because we're still on the path, and it's not even like a clearly defined path. It's just a footpath, like a well-traveled footpath. And it links us back up to here, which then links us back up over here. And now we're just back where we started. There's no point in it. This road doesn't need to exist. It's just there. It's so funny. But yeah, curious design choices, but we're getting into one of the nicer, more interesting looking parts of the region.
Commander Karsh, what's wrong?
The Bloodthorns have raised a spectral army from the depths of the ruins. We can't defeat them.
Get the wounded back to the fortress. We'll put an end to this.
The cultists have somehow sealed the doors with the Welkin stones.
Find a way into the ruins.
So bad.
I need to find Colleen.
And she just runs off.
The orcs are being routed by a spirit army. The Bloodthorns have tapped into a power I've never seen before.
Naramo, how do I get inside?
The crystals around the door are activated by 3 Welkin stones in the ruins. I think I can handle one of them, but you'll need to deal with the other 2.
I'll do my part.
Staying out of trouble?
Yeah, I love the sheer number of people retreating. It's crazy. I love this, though. Like, just seeing this little waterway that kind of... I mean, I guess it's pouring out from the mountain, right? It would have to. And we get another nice little waterfall, and the river that cuts through the Ayleid ruin. I love seeing stuff like this, right? It's just so much more memorable than most of the other stuff. Of course, the Ayleid ghosts are quite annoying, so we can't really appreciate this place fully yet.
no place for the living. Begone.
I need to pass the doorway.
Others entered before you. They have released an ancient evil in the depths of our sanctuary. No more shall pass.
I plan to end this evil.
On that promise, I will help you to enter our catacombs. Precede me to the door.
Follow me. Well, that was easy. Really? So what, he just does his thing? Oh, Lambor's here.
Orcs are dying. Worse than dying. Get us in there!
Ah, and there's the rain. Oh, and yes, they've got the blood thorns, right? The big vines. This will come into play later in the
Get this door
quest.
open and we'll fight our way to the relic.
We're with you. Captain Colleen's going to lead us in as soon as you open the door.
That looks like the exit door over there.
Living and yet without a soul. How can this be?
My soul was stolen. I will get it back.
Are you one of those who violated our sanctuary?
No, I want to stop them.
Deep within our sanctuary, others have unleashed a force beyond their control. Lead me to the door if you dare to enter.
Let's go. Oh, Kassan's here too.
We are ready to attack. We await only your success with the door.
Huh. Yeah, so the main crew is here, but Larissa, Naramo, and Jakarn are nowhere to be found, interestingly.
Violation. The living desecrate our sanctuary. Death to all.
Wait, I'm here to stop them.
A terror unseen for millennia has been unleashed. Death and eternal torment await all in this land. What hope do you have of stopping forces you cannot understand?
Let me inside and I'll try.
You lack a soul. That loss may serve you in good stead inside. Lead the way to the door, and I will help open it.
This way. I always find it interesting just how much not having a soul actually benefits our character in the end. Specifically in the Covenant, there's a lot of things that we do that if we had a soul, we wouldn't have made it through. it is specifically because of our soullessness that we are capable of making it through. Which is quite funny. Does everyone look so bummed?
It's opening. Get ready, everyone.
Best move quietly. The enemy is within.
Let's move.
Hassan, you're not coming?
We're right
Oh, no, he
behind
is.
you, Captain.
Nicoline's nowhere to be found, though. I guess she decided to stay behind.
These look valuable, don't they?
Okay, Larissa is here.
Never been in ruins this old before. Bet there's some good stuff just lying around, free for the taking.
What have you found? Out.
I overheard cultists talking about a portal. The relic that's causing all the trouble is in there. I lifted a uniform off a cultist who no longer needed it. It's waiting in the bag. Might help you get past some of the ones I left alive.
Thanks.
Get into that uniform and act natural. Should fool some of them at least.
I think I already have one still, yeah. It's so weird, because it's just... This isn't what they wear. I find it so odd. Huh. You can kind of get a good look at the, kind of, where the rest of this place is going to take place. So we shouldn't have to fight them, because we're wearing the disguise. Like, we can walk up right to them. Kind of. They still have a detection. They're still sentries, but for the most part, they won't care. They won't notice. And this ruin is in much more disrepair, which is more common for Ayleid ruins. I do think it's quite funny, right? Because, like, you look at the ceiling here, and it's like, I can't tell the difference, you know, like, where'd all this rubble come from if the ceiling isn't caved in. Just funny little details like that, you know? I'm totally fine with it being a wreck. It's just, you know, where's that wreck coming from? They even got a bone colossus over there.
There's no end in sight.
The others have gone on ahead. I delayed here to discourage pursuit.
Are the others far?
Only a little ways ahead. We will be waiting for you.
Best of luck, Hassan.
Oh, look. More gloom and death. Follow me. I know a shortcut. One moment, and I'll open this door for you.
Let's go!
I find there's a wooden strut in there.
I'm off. Don't get murdered.
Ooh. Yeah, thanks for the warning. Ow. Fortunately,
Keep
there's
your
not
eyes
much to
open.
say about those areas, aside from the fact that it's the same thing that we went through in that man's vision, but not much to go off there.
You spot cultists? Kill them.
No time to waste. Find that relic.
We'll hold here. Keep moving.
These cultists weren't much trouble. There was a portal open when we got here, but it closed when we attacked. Azlaka would know more.
Oh, she's here too? That's funny. And Jakarn.
What took you so long?
This place is pretty impressive.
Is that everybody? Yeah, I guess so. And we can get a pretty decent look at the whole area. There's a door up there that we probably can't access. And there's just a large chunk of trees and other odd things in here that, quite frankly, shouldn't be growing down here, but regardless. We can also kind of see pretty clearly how that big stalactite isn't actually connected to
Vardan is in the
anything.
spirit realm, beyond the portal. He has the relic, and we must get it.
We'll hold here as long as it takes.
Interesting.
I suspect that Vardan died when the portal closed. The body cannot survive without the soul.
What can you tell me, Naramo?
The Bloodthorns created a portal to the spirit realm with this Welkin stone. Vardan is on the other side, commanding the spirits slaying the orcs. He's trapped over there since we closed the portal.
How can we stop him?
Without the Breton ritual Vardan used, only one without a soul can cross the portal. That means you. You must activate the Welkin stone, enter the spirit realm, and kill Vardan.
I'm ready. I thought we just go in. Like, it's just that easy.
You're too late. My army feeds.
Hold on, let's think about this.
What's to think about? It killed hundreds of orcs.
The cultist did that. In the right hands, this could defend the Covenant against invaders.
I'm not giving that thing to the people who leveled Orsinium.
I need you to listen to me.
What is it, Nicolene?
Keep the relic, please. My brothers are in the Covenant army. This could prevent war and save their lives.
I can't promise anything.
What do you mean? Didn't you hear me? Don't you dare risk the lives of my brothers. If you destroy that relic, I never want to see your face again.
Oh, okay. Boo-hoo. This is the part of the quest, this whole region that I hate, is just how, like, tribal it becomes almost immediately the second we come across a relic that consumes souls and is blatantly evil, right? And it's like, oh, we can use that for the Covenant. It's like, no, we shouldn't do that.
The relic, ours at last, for the Covenant.
So you're sure we should keep it?
Yes, keep it and use it. A discovery like this could tip the war in our favor. Think of all the lives we could save.
How would it save lives?
With this relic, our enemies would not dare invade the Covenant. No more pact raids out of Skyrim. No Dominion fleets in our waters. Think of a whole ocean here, not just the waves. It's what we must do to protect our people, all our people.
I have to think about this.
Destroy the relic now! Didn't you hear the screams as those things consumed the souls of my people?
This is a hard decision.
It should be an easy one. You must destroy it. Do not hand it to the ones who leveled Orsinium and tried to exterminate all my kind.
Orsinium? What do you mean?
Orsinium used to be the Orc homeland. Breton and Redguard kings have a nasty habit of burning it to the ground. Now the Covenant will solve all our problems. You give them the relic, they'll use it to keep orcs in line. If not now, then one day.
How likely is that?
This object is a curse, a danger to all. It can be turned against anyone as easily as Vardan turned it against the orcs. Unless you want me as an enemy, destroy that thing.
Thanks for your advice, Lambert.
You're not considering keeping that thing, are you? It'd take all the fun out of war.
So many opinions.
This relic is too powerful. It'll corrupt anyone who has it. Destroy it and let's get out of here.
Pretty straightforward.
First you appear out of nowhere, and now this. What are you, anyway?
What do you think should be done with the relic?
I don't often agree with Colleen, but she's right. We must hand it over to the Covenant. King Faharajad will see that it's used responsibly.
I wish I could be so sure.
Trust Colleen. She knows Faharajad, and she's convinced the relic can save lives.
This is a great moment. You will assist me in the study of this object, won't you?
I can't just give you the relic.
Why not? I'm the only one who might discover how it works. You can't hand it over to the fools who run the Covenant. Destroy it rather than that.
I haven't decided yet.
Give it to me or destroy it. Those are the only choices I will accept.
Give it to me or... I wish there was a third option to give it to him. That'd be really funny.
This thing must be destroyed.
I'm not so certain.
Have you not listened to Colleen? Her words betray visions of power over her enemies. This thing must be destroyed. We cannot allow this curse to fall upon anyone else.
Couldn't the relic be useful in the right hands?
There are no right hands to hold this evil. It must be destroyed. I cannot sail with one who would give this to those who lead the Covenant.
Banish it into the spirit realm, yeah.
You're a bigger fool than I thought. You're no shipmate of mine.
You've betrayed me and the Covenant with your actions. I can't stand to be in your company anymore. You'll leave here without me.
You destroyed something that might have brought us peace. You've doomed my brothers. If I never see you again, it'll be too soon.
So quite frankly, they're overreacting. I always find this to be so ridiculous, but I'm glad that the evil choice has less people backing it, because it is so ridiculous. Like, yeah, no, I'm not giving you a weapon that consumes souls. That's just blatantly evil, right? Especially if you're a Covenant character, you shouldn't want that for your people. That's the last thing you should want.
Your choice was the right one. Do not dwell on it.
I'm satisfied that fools won't be allowed to tinker with the relic. But I regret the lost opportunity to study it.
The relic is gone, and my people's souls are at rest. I thank you for your choice.
It was a tough choice, but you made the right one. Good job, my friend.
Are there still enemies here? Nope, they are friendly now. Nice. So yeah, you can basically neutralize this entire place, which I think is quite interesting. It's quite funny. The way that works. But yeah, let's head on over to Tazgol and finally get this place wrapped up. I do love this bridge. I love this bridge so much. Once we wrap up the quest, we will we'll take a stroll around this place and kind of gather our final thoughts on it. Ooh, missing texture there. Yeah, they never quite fixed that, did they?
You saved us! I'm so hungry.
So, you decided the fate of the relic. What did you decide to do with the relic?
I destroyed it. No one will ever use it again.
The only correct choice. War should be honorable. There is no honor in the use of such a device. You have saved my tribe and my island. For this, I owe you a great debt. One less alien relic to plague our world. Good.
What's next?
Your actions have revealed a vulnerability. I thought my tribe safe on our island. This Bloodthorn attack proved me wrong. Only you and your friends on the Spearhead united were able to save this island.
What are you asking me to do?
Months ago, Sir Lannis offered membership in the Daggerfall Covenant. I refused. You showed me I was wrong. We need allies. I would ask you to travel to Glenumbra and give Sir Lannis my petition to join. I've ordered Captain Colleen to sail you there.
Haha. I'll look forward to your petition to join the Covenant.
I ask the honor of another favor. By trusting you with this petition, I acknowledge your actions to save my tribe. I trust you to deliver it intact.
Do not open it, right. So yeah, the final thing now is to talk to Colleen, which would basically mean, just, you know, stroll over there. I instead want to take a quick look back over in that direction, just to see exactly what we're missing. And kind of give my final thoughts on this place. I love this place. This is my favorite starter zone. Basically, every area is great. I don't much care for these two, but the in-between spaces in this, you know, the Carved Hills and Karzog's Demise, I love these places. They're so well laid out. I mean, Karzog's Demise as a dungeon sucks. It's not great. But everything else about this place is so just calm and serene, especially once you do all the quests. Then there's barely any threats, right? They're all gone. So you really do just kind of have the whole island to yourself. It's great. And here we can actually kind of see where that water comes from, and it's sort of just kind of spewing out of this little crack in the mountain here, which I think is quite funny. But even more so interesting, oh, a little chest, nice, is that it just kind of flows in through this Ayleid ruin. Like, there's more ruin over here. It kind of spills out in that direction. But I want to see if there's any gaps in the armor here, like if there's any ways I can breach through the intended direction they want me to go. Because you can tell, like, where it's sort of caved in, where they want you to be. But I want to see if I can get past that. Because I know we can go back this way. And we can see the bloodthorns and the roots. Nobody acknowledges it, which I think is quite strange, but it's there. Like, you can see it. It's tangible. Yeah, that's a hard wall. They do not want us past that, which is quite funny. But yeah, just this area alone, it's so nice. I do wish we could, you know, see more beyond this, but like I said, I understand why we can't in most cases. It's just rather disappointing. We can go pretty far in this direction. I mean, hell, there's even stairs here to imply that there would have been something here, but there isn't now. Oh, come on, I can get on that. Oh, really? Are they treating that as a solid wall? Oh, that's so disappointing. Because they knew you'd be able to jump through there. Ah, lame. Lame, lame, lame. But, I do like how everything sort of comes to a head in the quest line, right? Like, all the experiences you've had on Stros Makai kind of build into this. It was one of the things that I think Khenarthi's Roost lacked, is that it didn't quite have as big of a rallying moment, or... I mean, I guess it did, it's just the fact that it doesn't transcend zones. There's a bit of a placebo effect there, where it's like, oh man, we're getting everybody together for this, and it's all people that we've met in previous areas, and it's like, yeah, kind of. Wow, there's even a chest up here, yo, that's wild. Crazy stuff. Where even are we? Is this another entry point? Weird. I guess it would have been? Yeah, look, there's neat little secrets everywhere, man. Like, there's so much care put into this place. More so than you'd expect. Just even to have a little footpath that kind of leads out. I wonder where this leads. That's so weird. It kind of leads to nowhere. It leads directly to nowhere, but it's an actual, like, carved out path. Like, cobbled, I mean. Like, that's so strange. But yeah, I want to keep following this little estuary. Is that what you would call this? I'm not sure. I guess it is just a river. Because I want to see how far we can take this coastline. I want to travel the coast. See what else we can find. Oh, we found some bots in the wild. Very nice, very nice. Yeah, dude, like, we can kind of just traverse this little area quite a ways. And I like that. Like I said, I appreciate when they allow us to kind of go in the barren stretches of the land where there is nothing. Because, like, look how far we've gone out. Like, the only thing that's out here is bots. It's so funny. And I feel like the second I were to go over here, the slaughterfish would start to kill me. Oh, they haven't yet. Oh, there they go, yeah. So right around that point is where they're like, you're not allowed to go back there. But, regardless, they let you see so much. It's honestly really crazy. And it makes me feel like Betnikh feels like the most polished of the regions. Like, in terms of consistency, it's there. Right, like, this place feels really well put together in ways that Bleak Rock just quite didn't have. Like, Bleak Rock did have moments like this, where it's like, man, you really can kind of explore a decent chunk of this island, but nowhere to this extent. Like, we can almost do a full 360 with the exception of, like, I want to say this chunk, right? But otherwise, we've got, like, a majority of the island that we can explore. And we'll just walk the coastline for a little bit, just to kind of see, you know, like, what we're missing. And boy, there really is just resources everywhere. It's crazy. And I guess also because nighttime is slowly approaching, I want to get a good view of the island at night, because we really did have a full day's worth. But I really, man, I just can't, I can't get enough of this place. It is my favorite. and I'll be sad to leave it again. You know, I have that overwhelming feeling of like, yep, that's it for the series for now. Who knows when we'll actually come back to this, frankly, because I certainly don't. In fact, I think I'm just gonna fast travel to that place. It'll be quicker, because I don't want to take up too much time. And this island's big enough that it has 3 way shrines. Not that it even really needs them, but it's there. But I really do appreciate this place for what it is. It's just something about it is so familiar, and that in turn makes me nostalgic for it, but also it's so, like I said, it's polished. It leaves you with a good feeling by the end of it. Especially when you think about like, oh yeah, like you really did like bring peace to this place. You solved the problem. That's a good feeling. That's a feeling that you don't really get all that often in these games, is that, oh yeah, you solved the problem. Like, you get it here and there, but nowhere quite to the extent as Betnikh, where it's like, you really did. You stopped him. You did the good thing. Here we are on the other end of the coast. Yeah, I don't think I've ever been down here because there's really no reason to, and I don't even know if there's a way back up, but like, yeah. This place is great. I will never stop gushing about Betnikh. It's my favorite place. It's a comfort zone for me. I do just wish there was more to do here. I would love a player home here. One that isn't Seavale Spire, because it's not even on Betnikh. It's just, they used Betnikh as the means to get there. And I do believe right over here, if I were to swim out even a little bit, the fish will probably start eating me. Oh no, not yet. Ah, there they go. I'm gonna let them take me, just because I want to see what the outskirts look like. Yeah, like, honestly, that mountain over there doesn't even look that bad. I mean, texture-wise, it's awful. Oh, and there's some assets we're definitely not supposed to see right over there. But, honestly, not terrible. Oh, and it spawns us all the way back here. I suppose that's convenient. But yeah, I do think this place is definitely one of my favorites. In terms of starter zones, I think it's one of the best. It's up there. Like, Khenarthi's Roost is, I want to say by default, the best starter zone, because it really gives you a good feeling for what a majority of this game is going to be like.
For what it's worth, I think you did the right thing, destroying that relic. Magic that powerful should not be in the hands of men.
Oh, I guess I should go and talk to all of the crew before I hop back aboard.
Well?
I'll never admit this to Captain Marissa, but I think you did the right thing. A Breton king as ambitious as Emmerich should not be handed that kind of power.
Was destroying that relic really the right thing to do? The captain doesn't think so. Still, I'm glad I didn't have to make that decision.
I still can't believe you destroyed it. Do you know how many brave soldiers are going to die fighting off the elves? I don't even want to look at you. Khan told me what you did. I'm impressed. The orcs were too, so I've been told.
Well, I guess our little tryst is off for the time being. I'll head back to the ship as soon as Irian's not looking. That woman has nails like a dune ripper.
I can't believe he
stood me up. The nerve. I mean, just that I was looking forward to working with him. Nah, that's it. I'm done.
That's funny.
Ha! More driftwood washed up from the sea. I'm tired.
Yeah, they don't have anything different to say. I do believe that was everyone. At least everyone that was, made aground. So, let's head back to the ship.
Help me get back on my feet.
And we shall call it here. We'll take one last look at Betnikh as it is. Yeah, and I guess I'll also just talk a bit about how since, like I said, I don't know when when this update drops, there's no telling what the actual changes are going to be. Right, this place could look completely different. I know, like, terrain-wise, the place is going to look the same, but in terms of, like, generation, maybe even different pathways, like I pointed out a couple of, like, just redundancies in pathways, things that don't need to exist. I'm curious to see how much stuff is actually going to change. But I'm also terrified because I like this place the way it is. I don't want to see it change too much. Texture-wise, yes, sure, go ahead, make it look nicer, but, like, I think this place is fine. I don't think it needs to change, and I kind of feel that way about a lot of places in this game, and then there's some places that I wish they would absolutely change. Like Glenumbra, I think Glenumbra is a mess, but there's parts of Glenumbra that I really like that I don't want them to change. But it really is just like, man, I'm scared, you know? And I guess that's why I'm making this, so that I can hold on to these places for just a little bit longer, so that I still have them for the time being. I just don't know. I don't know if it'll have the same feeling that I have when I look at Betnikh now. You know, will it have the same feeling later? Probably not, honestly. Because this feeling is exclusive to this Betnikh, and not whatever comes next. And I'm sure a lot of people probably feel that way about all of the other zones that I've looked at now. The other starter zones, right? Like Balfoyan has a really strong feeling for me, right? Even Bleak Rock, as bland as it is, it's got a feeling for me too, because like these places, for a lot of us that played ESO at launch, these places are where you started, right? So, right, me now as it is, right? Like I can get through this in like what it's been like an hour and a half. I can blow through this really quickly, or it's been about like 2 hours now, but you know what I mean. I can blow through this stuff really quickly. But some people can't, you know? Like, especially when you're first starting the game. It took me a while to get through these first areas. You know what I mean? Like, just trying to figure stuff out. Like, sometimes you could spend a lot of time in these places. And sometimes you'll want to go back to these places, but there's nothing here. Right? In terms of sequel stuff, right? Like, if we're talking like, oh, would there be any quest lines that would make you come back to this place? No! No, everything's done. Right, like, Betnikh feels complete. There are no reasons to come back here. Which sucks. And I think that's why I miss it more than all those other places, right? Like, Stros Mackay, it's like, yeah, I can see plenty of reasons why people would have to, or, like, you know, want to go back to Stros Mackay. But, like, Betnikh, the only thing here are the Seamount Orcs. Their quest is over. Their story is done. That's why I feel so strongly about Betnikh, I think, is because, one, the environment, I love this place. I really love this place. But I also just think that there's not much left to say. Right? Like, the story is over. That's it. It's writ. It's done. I think that's why it makes me so sad to think about it the way that it is, you know? It's just like, man, yeah, we're not getting this place the way it used to be once this is all said and done. Like, it's thoroughly over. And I think that's just, man, it does make me sad when I think about it. But like I said, that's why I'm making this series, so that we can have these places in our memories, that it's recorded, that it's here, you know? There it is, we're looking at it. That's why I'm taking one long look, because it's probably going to be the last one I take. And that does make me sad. Like, I don't really have much else to say about this place. I love it. I love this place. I love this place for what it is. It's a sweet little orcish stronghold on a beautiful Breton island. Right? There's a couple of rough spots here and there, but even despite those, I think this place is great. And it sucks that it's gonna change. You know? And I hope it doesn't change too much. I hope it is just like, you know, just little details. But, you know, you never know. I'm hoping it's not like a cataclysm, you know, like, oh, they screwed it, they ruined it type of thing. Like, it's just gonna be texture work, and like the mountains will be cleaned up, the rocks will be cleaned up, you know, everything's gonna look better, I hope. You never know. But I think I've I've delayed myself long enough. I'm really trying not to leave this place. I'm really trying my hardest not to leave this place. I think there's still one more person to talk to down here.
I hear the captain isn't too happy with you about that relic. But at least these orcs are joining the Covenant.
Yep. That's the way to look at it. At least the orcs are joining the Covenant. Story-wise for my character, too, that's kind of like the biggest reason for him. It's at least, was Kassan out here, too? Yeah, I think he was. He was, like, fishing over here or something, but he's not anymore. Yeah, oh well. But yeah, like, my character, the Covenant character I have, Cedric, he would never choose to bring that weapon into the Covenant, because he knows that it's too powerful, and because of that, oh, my soul was stolen. Yeah, let me take this weapon that steals souls. Like, no. On principle, he's not going to do it.
You should have listened to Captain Colleen. She was right about the artifact.
Yeah, okay, racist. Alright. This is it. Final goodbye. I will miss this place. And as sad as I am to see it go, I'm also excited to see what it'll look like in, what, like a month, 2 months from now? That's crazy to think about. But yeah. I guess that will do it for this series for now. In terms of which region I intend on doing next, I guess we'll do it in the same order that we did, so I'll probably do Auradon, Stonefalls, and Glenumbra. And hopefully they don't, like, immediately release. Right, because I know the starter zones are the first thing they're working on. I'm assuming whatever the next big content drop is going to be will be the next zones, so that'll give me some time to actually record and do all of that. But it is, you know, that's a big ask to do all of those regions. Specifically just to see everything there. Like, I'm not going to be doing the world bosses, I'm not going to be doing the dolmens. I will be doing the delves, because the delves are something that I absolutely hope they do change. Because there's so many delves that just suck in the base game, and that is something that I'm hoping they alter. But obviously this playthrough will be on hold relatively. I don't want to say it'll be on hold, but I'm going to be taking a little bit of a break, just so that I'm not, you know, blowing out. That's the wrong word. Just so I'm not burning myself out. Just so I don't get burnt out on this. Even though I have really enjoyed going through these regions, these are also bite-sized regions that I can do in like an hour, 2 hours. Going through Glenumbra, going through Auradon, going through Stonefalls, that's going to take some time. These are time-consuming regions. So I'm not too excited about going through those. But I am, mostly because it's been so long since I've done them, and the nostalgia of doing them again, it's just going to be, oh man. But yeah, we will get to that when we get to it. So without further ado, I hope you all enjoyed. And I'll see you all in the next episode, whenever that happens to be. So let's get this over with, huh? Captain?
I swore never to sail with you again. But Chief Tazgul has asked me to sail you to Glenumbra, which I will do.
Chief Tazgul is ready to join the Daggerfall Covenant. He asked you to take me to Daggerfall.
Only out of respect for the Chief and for the good of the Alliance, not for you. Are you ready to go?
Yes. Let's go.